issue of capacity, has that ever come up? Is that ever something that perhaps some people think of and think, well, we need to try and upscale our business to try and fit this demand?
Now, there's a role for Standard Bank in talking to its client base, but also for industry bodies. So traditionally what happens in a country is producer A will compete with producer B and C to try and get more of the domestic market share. That's all good and well locally. But we've got to think differently around how do we access China. So in the example of 100,000 tons, if you can only supply 15, you're going to have to go and talk to your neighbor and your competitor to say, collectively, can we do 50? Because then it's worth sending from China the logistics or arranging the logistics to get the full 50 to China. So very exciting. We had a really exciting example coming out of Uganda. A gent called Kenneth from Outspan. He had his products on show and he had a banner behind him with chilies, red hot spicy chilies, and the buyer came past and said, do you do chilies? And he said yes, and how much? And they shot upstairs because on our stand we had exhibitors at the bottom and we had some meeting space upstairs. They shot upstairs, agreed what the logistics would look like, and 10,000 tons of chilies are moving from Uganda to China. It's a lot of chilies.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's a hot deal, if we can call it that too, right? Look, this has all been great because the examples are absolutely phenomenal, right? And you played a massive role as well in trying to ensure that this sort of expo, right, is very successful as well from a South African point of view. Continuing to take advantage of this from here onwards is going to be very critical and important. How do you think South African companies can adapt their businesses, change strategies, and do their best then to take advantage of something like this?
Yeah, that's the good question. So the Import Expo is an event in how we view China through the year. So it's not a single thing that we go to and then all come back and carry on with normal business. And increasingly, we're thinking about how do you manage the China opportunity on a month-by-month, quarter-by-quarter basis. So we, at the moment, are collecting information both on what do the buyers want every month, and in China it's organized by province. So they're very strong provincial buying entities. What does each province need and want? What can we supply as Africa? And very important is what are the protocols from one country to the other one? So we can flag that if Botswana can export meat, but South Africa can't export meat, we can flag that there's a big opportunity for South Africa to get those intergovernmental protocols correct so that we can export. And there's huge opportunity because we have many protocols in South Africa specifically that aren't yet unlocked. And that unlock will create a huge opportunity.
A huge opportunity that even government can take a part in, right? And perhaps enable an environment that will help change things along.
Well, the exciting part is if you unlock a protocol for a subsector, food is of particular interest to China. So if you think about an agricultural opportunity, the Chinese market's so big, it could require a doubling in domestic production, of which all the new production would go for export. What does that mean? Employment, ownership of land, infrastructure, and oddly enough, all that infrastructure can be funded domestically. It doesn't require foreign investment. It might bring foreign investment. It doesn't require foreign investment. We as domestic economy can do that. And that helps government. It will mean in a sector where transformation is required, it creates opportunity through new capacity for new entrants to come in. All of that is very good for our economy.